Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining this third session of software carpentry. Today we will continue with the learning a little bit more about Python. Yesterday, at the end of the session, I told you to do an exercise, and what we can do is we can solve now the exercise together, and we can continue with the lesson if that's okay. So first of all, we need to start Jupyter Lab. So I will start shading. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Feel free to say so in the chat or yeah. It's a shading instead of taking some. So yeah, this is the window that I was mentioning about the Anaconda. If we click here in Jupyter Lab, we can also use Jupyter Notebook, but it has less features. Jupyter Lab contains a Jupyter Notebook and also the terminal. We can edit files, is more complete. So if we click here in Launch, we will have something like the following. I will switch window. Which one? I think it's this one. Sure. I will make this a bit bigger. Also remember that yesterday we were in desktop in the software carpentry folder, and in this folder we have two or directory. We have two folders, code and data. So we are in data. That makes our life easier to load this. To load these CSV files. So yesterday's exercise was to generate the graphs of yesterday. We were generating this graph. Let me check if I generating this to generate the same graph for each file using a for loop and using this. So what we can do is we can create we can do it in the same. So we can copy this as well. And here what I need to copy is how to create the graph. That this is here. So I will use a Control C. And now scroll down here, Control V. Also, be aware that we don't need in the for loop, we don't need to import the libraries all the time. So we will need to move them to the top. And also you notice that the indentation is not good. So I guess if we press tab, this is now solved. Please remember that the body of the for loop is if they have the same indentation. At the moment that we have something like that, this is the end of the loop. This will be this, like, yeah, this is outside the loop. What else we need to change? Yeah, rather than fname, we would need to use as. Yeah, also we can get rid of, but yeah, we can leave it. Fname will be this. So let's see if that works. To execute that was Control Enter. I feel that I'm forgetting something, but yeah, maybe not. Okay, so this is the, well, yeah, I have like a long list of, oh, well, you see that, yeah, this is the end of the loop. So this is one of the advantages of using for loops, that you can iterate the, normally it's used to, you have a list and you iterate through the list to, and this is just to generate, well, just to generate the plot. But if in case that you want to do something else with the yeah, with the file, do like get some data or whatever, you can do that with a for loop. Any questions so far? Is everyone on the same page, or do you need any? Just to remember, we are following. Let me check the lessons for Carpentry. So we are following this link. I see a question in the chat. How do we import the files? Do you mean well, the files are available here. Obtain lesson materials. You will need to download these and the ones that are downloaded when you open Jupyter, you will need to here you will need to be in the folder where you download the data, that is called data. There is also a way in case that you are running your notebook, because if you see here, I'm running this notebook in the same directory where the files are. In case that they are not, they're imagining like in the parent folder, you will need to do something like that. You will need to reference the previous folder or use the full. Oh, I don't know if it's in like something like a desktop. So here you will need to put where the files are in case that the Python notebook is in a different location than in a different location than the CSV. Sorry, the notebook and the CSV file are in different locations. Okay, So what's next? Give me a moment to make this. Okay, let me see what we need to see today. So we have seen the for loop. Let me see if I'm forgetting something. Yeah, this is it. We have more exercises regarding the for loop, but maybe we can do them later because there are some concepts of theory that I would like to cover, and later we can play with some exercises if that's okay. But yeah, I think that we should first cover some theory. So this is already done. Okay. So yeah, we made a good progress yesterday. Okay, that's so next thing that we will learn is about conditionals. We have seen the for loop, and now a conditional. Conditional is when we have a value is you can often create a branch. If let's say if the value is positive, you do an action. If the value is negative, you do another action. If the value is equal to 0, you do another action. So it's depending on a value, depending on a condition, you make a choice of what to do. So one example could be, I was talking about the numbers. Let's write num equal, for instance, -3. So the way of writing a conditional would be if condition, and then remember that you need to use a colon in order to. And when you press enter, you see that you have the indentation of, in this case, 4 spaces. So this will be an action. And then if you do, you can have a, well, let's go step by step. So this will be the most simple one. And now you can print, let's say, end of end. So a condition could be if the number is negative, so it's below 0, you can print num is negative. So if you execute that with the control enter, you get again -3 is negative. But if we modify that with the, let's say, 3, and we execute again the software, or well, the piece of code that we wrote, we see that this is not print because this condition is false, and yeah, number is yeah, because it's not negative. So what we can do is we can add else and print num is positive. And now if you execute this, oops. Now you get like a, let's say, two branches. If it's negative, you do something, and if it's positive, you do something else. There is another option with the conditionals that you can do. Is called else if, because I mean, well, okay, let's go step by step. Imagine that we want to also consider if the number is 0. One option that you can do is inside else, you can do if how that will be if num is 0. Notice here that I'm using double equal symbol, because if we use just one, this is a segment. So to compare, I need to use double. Print num oops is 0 else. I think this should work. Let me. And also, don't be afraid of trying things to check if I don't know, something could be done or not. Just play with it and check the results. Let's see, Control Enter. Let's say that the number is 0. Well, yeah, 0 is 0. Yeah. Okay, so seems to work. There is an easier way to write this. That let's copy. I think that is yeah. Create a duplicate. We'll make this smaller, maybe. Oops. And you can see that both options. Second option, easier one, will be this. Oops. Oh, sorry. So at the moment that I have a more than one condition, I can do if the number is less than 0. I mean, it's less than 0. Negative if it's equals 0, 0, and else, the number is positive. And let's execute if that works. Yeah, so do the 0 and the 5, 8. What else we have? The conditionals could be like less than, equal, greater than. Also, you can have another one that is so equals 0 if that means if it's not equal, so if you execute that, we get an error, of course. Yeah, this is a syntax error. That is tells you that it's expected. I forgot the column here. So I add it. Also, it's quite, again, this is what I like of Python, that gives you the exact position where the, let's say, the column should be expected. So let's say this error message is, I find it clear enough compared to other error messages, let's say. This is also true that sometimes Python, the error is not that clear, but normally, I mean, according to my small experience in Python, seems that is quite clear. Good. Okay, let's execute that and see if that works. So yeah, since that it works, if we modify this with the 3, for instance, yeah, we get a print number is not 0. And okay, this is also interesting. We can compare if the number is inside a range. We can say, for instance, the number would be a month. So it would be from January to December. So January will be 1, December will be 12. So how we can do that? Let's do this check. So the condition will be in number equal, we are in March, yeah, 3. So if let me think, because here we have 2 conditions that we need to check, and the conditions could be written in, so will be condition, if condition 1 and condition 2 print the number is between 1 and 12. And also you can say else. Oops. Error, the number is not between 1 and 12. Could you help me and tell me what conditions, what would be condition 1 and condition 2? In order to check if the number is between 1 and 12. Here you can use and also you can use or. But I think in this case,
for an odd number.
So we were saying that, yeah, it must be between 1 and 12. Okay, see that, let's try that. Thank you for so the number should be greater than 1, and the condition, the 2, yeah, exactly, should be like a smaller than, less than 12. Okay, and also that's the we will learn well later. Once that this is a piece of software that we write, in order to make it to check that everything works well, you will need to try with the numbers, give different values and check how this could be done. So if we execute that, it works, so that the number is between 1 and 12. But yeah, for instance, if we check that with 1, we get an error. And it's because I forgot to explain that you can say, you can add this. So this will be if the number is greater or equal to 1, is true, and if the number is less of equal 10, is also true. So if we add that, let's play now. Now it works. You may think as well that okay, rather than using this, I could have used I don't know, the number should be like greater than 0. But if I'm using a floating point, this will not be valid. And also, if you use OR, let's try that, because you can say, you can make a mistake and say OR, but if the number is greater, so what will happen here? Do you think that this will work? Not? So if we execute the 14, here we get this, well, an error. And the number is between 1 and 12. And what is happening here? Here, what is happening if I use AND, should be like this condition is true, or this condition is false. So if something is true or false, the result is will be true. But if I use a true and false, the result will be false. So this, yeah, it's true, so it's executed, the number is between 1 and 12. And here if I use AND, it's false, so this will execute instead of this. Is clear this? Any questions regarding? Great. So I think we have time. Let me check because we are in the, yeah, I think let's make a small exercise. But for this exercise, I forgot to explain that we can, with the for loop, we can do iterations through a string. So if we have how we can do, okay, name equal 1 for character name. Let's see if that works. So yeah, we can do a for loop in a use of a string, and you can use each character and do a operation here. So what the exercise is write a loop that counts the number of vowels in a character string. So here, for instance, for Juan, the number of the number should be 2. So I will, what time is it? Yeah, give you maybe 10 minutes is fine. Anyway, please feel free to use the chat. Okay, so shall we solve the exercise together? Let me. So yeah, we can reuse. Let me think. Can use name equal. Okay, we use the same. For character name. Actually, we need to use a counter equal 0 count. So number of hours. So one option could be if character equal a. Actually, I can write or I will copy and paste. Sorry, not B. A E I O. Count equal count plus 1. And now will be print name as count vowels. Okay, let's see if that works. I'm not sure, but well, let's try. Oh, I knew. Okay, first error. Syntax error, invalid syntax. Maybe you meant double. Yeah, exactly. So That makes sense. Also, I spotted here another error that, yeah, this was this. Also, I noticed that would be an error because when I press enter, oh well, yeah, the indentation is not, I'm not sure why it's not taking the indentation. Oh, well, doesn't matter. Okay, let's play it again. Oh, another error. Oh, should be fine. Okay. That's interesting. So here. Maybe I cannot do more than, okay, that's okay, let me. Yeah, that is yeah, okay, this is like an option here, but that is a more clever solution. I will debug and see what, let's make a copy of this. So let's say this could be a solution. I will find out what is happening here. I have seen, oh yeah, thank you, Becca. Okay, thank you. That was I was like checking. Yeah, was confused that yeah, I normally say using for loops as a counter, but yeah, also I see in the chat that there is like a more intelligent solution to, or well, like yeah, like let's say a shorter, because normally you can avoid Python or programming languages, so you can do some code without like writing that much, let's say. So here I was trying to copy. So second solution will be we can create, because also here if I type Juan, it doesn't work. So I would need to add all the capital ones or character. We can make the character like a lowercase. Yeah, there are options to, but an option could be defining vowels equal something like that, and you can say if character in vowels. Having explained the thing, remember that I mentioned that the format of if is if condition is true. You do the something. So this will be a conditional. So if the character is here in this string, will be true, or if not, is false. So I forgot to mention that we have true and false as a could be a type of. So let's see if that works. Yeah, and it works. Can try with the Eleanor. See how many. Yeah, 4. So yeah, this will be the solution of the exercise. So this option is also useful for when you have a list to check if something is on the list. If you are checking for a I don't know, ID, etc. So you can, yeah, either have the list or if that you can also make the character like a lowercase. Now I don't remember. No. There is an option that is, let me check, so you can say here. Let's see if that works. Yeah, so you can use str.lower and well, you can to see you can print. So yeah, make this lowercase. This is also another option, but yeah, it's up to you because you can also add this on capital and make yeah. And in case that you find this, you can always go to Google and say lowercase Python. So here you see that the lower method takes no arguments and returns the. So yeah, here you get the. That's also another advantage of Python, that at the moment that you have any a question or you have you can always yeah, ask Google. Yeah, I'm like just thinking I'm a bit old school and I'm not using ChatGPT or any all of these LLMs for programming, but yeah, maybe that could be also an option. But yeah, I'm still using Google for when I have a question regarding programming. Okay, so this is what I wanted to explain. What time we're okay? We're still, yeah, we have a very good time. Let me see if I forget anything. Oh, I didn't. That's okay. This is in. Okay, I did it. Okay, that's this is just to like let's say to make you aware in case that because you can check if the number is 0 or not. But if let's say number equal 0, and also name could be an empty string. So you can save num print and now you can say if name oops, yeah, should be like that. Print So if the number is 0, it's considered as a false, and if the name is an empty string, it's also considered as a false. This is similar in well, I like a yeah in C, because there are not booleans. You play with that. You use 0 or null to let's say that this is a false. But yeah, I didn't know that about Fortran. And also we can do 3. Yeah. Okay, so this is what I wanted to see about conditionals. Let's move on and create a function. Okay, so next step is okay, let's create a function of checking. Okay, so a function is, for instance, a print is a function that gets the argument will be this string, or here we use str.lower. This is a function that we give the character, and the return is the same character but in lowercase. So we can do the same to what we can do as a function. Okay, we can use the same function as the documentation, and then we can play do others. In the documentation, it explains that we have the temperature in we can have it in Fahrenheit. Actually, yeah, recently I was in the US, and our temperature there was in Fahrenheit. So let's say that the temperature in Fahrenheit is 99. So the temperature in Celsius will be temp underscore F minus 32. Use a bracket, because this is multiplied by 5 divided by 9. Print just to see the temperature. And I will copy same. Yeah, so since that 99 is pretty cold. I think sometimes it was like below 20s. Let's see if that. Yeah, 20 is quite cold. So for instance, to do that, we can create a function. And to create a function would be def, and what name we can use? So we can use fr2 Celsius. Oops. The argument will be the temperature. Again, remember to use the semicolon, sorry, the column here. What else we have to do? Well, just do this operation here. Oops. Copy paste. So I can actually I can just well, let's see this. You can do this and then temp return temp C. So when you execute that, you don't get any output, but you get that the function defined. And now you can use print temperature and call for, you can even say 20. Oh, got an error here. Yeah. So the error here is a syntax error. Perhaps you forgot a comma. So yes, I forgot a comma. I have my first function done. Rather than defining this, you can, if we duplicate this, you can avoid defining that, and you can just say return and return the. You can make it like a simple execute. Yeah. Things that are we can learn more here. Also, when you define a function, you can define another function that calls the function that you have defined. So here you can call, let's see, another function. And this is like good practice. Here I'm returning the value and I'm printing the value. You can print the value inside, but the problem is that the function will not be like that reusable, because if for some reason you don't want to print the value, you will need to use another function, or you will need to do something else. There is another. Yesterday you may remember that for the help, you can use a help for, I think that works. Yeah, so for instance, for str.lower, you get return a copy of the string converted to lowercase. But if I want to do help on my function, let's see what I get. Model main, I don't get that much. But if I want to add some, I can do some, I can add some comments here. I will need like a 3 single quotation marks and say this function turns temperature. If I do that, and now I do that, you see that when I use help, I get the help of the. I can also add the arguments if the arguments are mandatory or not, because some of them could be. We can make optional arguments. I mean, an optional argument will be that when you define the, let me think. I mean, this same. Let's make a copy. You can say that the temperature is. Let's say that the 0 is to 40. Let's say that by default the temperature is 40. So if I define this function, and now I call it, well, I execute here the same, but without specifying the value. By default, it will take a 40. But if I specify the value, it changes. So this is called an optional argument, because the argument is already, let's say, predefined here. This is useful normally when you use, let's say, temp, and maybe imagine that you use debug equals 0. And you can say something like if debug print debug false. You can do something like that. So you execute, you get the temperature. Also, you can say true. Oops. As you will need to specify debugger. So you need to specify the name of the. No, okay. What is the? Maybe it's because the name of the. Okay, now. Because I did. Sorry, the error is that I changed the function, but I didn't. But in theory, yeah, it works. The error was that I was using this. I was using the function, like an old version of this function. Yesterday also what we learned is that we can change the order of the, we can say debug equal true and temp equal 20. If we specify the name of the argument, we can change the order. Also, to make it more explicit, we can define the arguments here, but also we can avoid the use of them. Defining the arguments could be useful if you have a, I don't know, debug, say, profile. something like that. So if you do that, for instance, you don't want to debug that, you want to profile, you will need to specify profile true. I think this is safe. No. So these are the options regarding functions. Okay, so exercise now is to I would like to take this piece of code and create a function to save if is to check if the character is a vowel or not. Let's edit this. And we have, yeah, give you 10 minutes and we will see the solution after the break. If you have any questions or anything, please let me know. There is an interesting question in the chat that we were talking before about the files, delimiters, etc. By default, I mean, normally when we have a CSV file, will be a comma because it's like basically the name of the extension stands for comma separated values, so it should be a comma. We have also TSV, that is a tab separated values, that would be a tab. But in other cases, you may find that people use semicolons to separate the fields. One way would be maybe to print the first lines of a file and check the delimiter. But yeah, that is no. You can guess checking the extension, but I think it would be better to open the file. If a file is crazy big, because it's could be a database dump that could be like a half gigabyte. I will print the first lines and see what the delimiter is. Okay, it's time for a break. Let's see you at 11:30, and we will solve this exercise and yeah, finish the lesson. I will see if I have here. So yeah, see you in half an hour. Hello, I'm back. Sorry for taking a slightly longer. Was was in a meeting and my laptop was complaining. Okay, let me share my screen. Um, okay, so let's solve this exercise of mm, the exercise was about create a function to check whether a character is a vowel of and use it below. Right, so let's do that. So what we can do is okay. So to define a function is a def could be like a is power and character like that. And here what I can do is I can even use this, move this inside because we don't need it any longer, and move this. No, well, okay, we need to replace this. We can change this. Actually, we can do return. No, well, let's make it. We can use condition. No, how we can do it? Well, we can. Yeah, we can. If okay, we can use the if as well. Return true, else return false. So if here I change and use if is our so will be something similar to that. I have the function here, have this, let's see if that works. Yeah. Also, even I can define the function somewhere else. Oops. I can make here another. How this could be done. This. Yeah, this is what I wanted to do. So imagine that you define the function somewhere else. Yeah, the code will be this clean. So you will have this function that will tell you if it's a vowel or not. And I'm pretty sure that maybe this function already exists, but well, this is like an example of also you see that this is like in the use a green bold font because these are keywords def, if, else return in. So also when we define the names of functions or names of variables, we cannot variables. We shouldn't use this. Any questions? In that. If not, let's continue. I think so. Okay, we have seen conditionals, functions. So we have used them. I'm checking if I'm forgetting something. Okay, well, okay, this is important. Well, what be aware that, for instance, here you see that I'm defining this variable. This variable is defined inside the function. Once that you are outside, is not defined. This is pretty important to remember. That I could say internal, for instance, if I print here, print they will say name internal variable is not defined because this is defined inside the function. So outside the function is not defined. Okay, so actually that's my well one of my favorite parts, the how to handle errors. So I will copy. Let me know if that link works for you. The thing here is that we have 5 code snippets of Python. Please copy them on your laptop, like these 5, and once that you manage to solve the errors of these 5 code snippets, please let me know, and we can keep working on. Okay, so let's play with these 5 codes. Copy and paste this here. So if I use how does it? Well, you see here that this is what I was explaining before, that we can have a how this works. Yes, exactly. I call this function here, that is defined here, and this function at the same time calls this function that is defined here. So if I execute this, I got an index error, and this index error list index out of range. Also, you see here that the error, I get the lines that were there. So yeah, there was first was a fail like the line 18, so this line, but at the same time was this one, print message 7, so it's this one, and then this one, so the error is here, 13. So as you remember, the counting starts from a 0, so 7 doesn't exist. This is a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I guess maybe in case that we want to keep Monday 1, Sunday 7, etc., we can make a print messages day -1. So if we do that, we get motivation. Well, no motivation because we can we get a sentence. Could be motivating or not, but it depends on other. Cool. Okay, so this is the first error that solved. Actually, this example will be good because I would like to explain another thing of Python. We will reuse this example. Right. Second one. Actually, you notice here that the syntax is here they have like a Python syntax. So what the colors, etc. But here you don't have that because there is a mistake here. So again, well, I got here 2 errors actually. This is expected, so fine. And also I got a indentation error. Here I have a 4 spaces, and here I have a 5. It's like this is not expected because we don't have a for loop or we don't have a if. So he's asking like why? So we we solve this, and now it works. The third one is not. Maybe give me a moment, and maybe I can manage to solve it once. If I do no. Still not. Well, I showed you what I want to do. Actually, when you copy here, looks. You see what the error is here? Well, here, this is what I wanted, but when you run that in the solution, is not showing the right. So indentation error and indent doesn't match because here I was mentioning that I have 4 spaces. Here I have 4 spaces, but here I don't have a space. I have 4 spaces. I have a tab. That's why when you use either you use here a tab. No, actually, okay. I will need to copy either use tabs or change this with the 3-4 spaces. By default, Jupyter Notebook add 4 spaces rather than a tab. You can modify that, and also there is like some sort of let's call it a discussion on the internet if it's better spaces or tabs. If I had to decide, I would prefer tabs because you have seen in the here that when you use spaces, you will always have the same, let's say, the same indentation. But when you use a tab, Sometimes the tab is like longer, sometimes it's shorter, so could complicate things. So if I had to choose, I will choose spaces. Well, this one, okay, this is the fourth one. I don't remember. Okay. Because count was already defined, and I got an error here that, well, 49. The thing is, if I'm counting, please make sure that the count is 0. If I execute that, yeah, I got the right result, 45. But if I don't initialize that, every time that I execute, I get like a higher. So this is not correct. So this is like a, yeah, remember to initialize the values of it. And last, well, okay, let's put it here. Because yeah, I have it. This is in case that for some reason count is not. This is just to say that that is the variables are case sensitive. So, well, actually, yeah, it works that, yeah, we see that the count is not correct because we will need to use a small c. Right, any questions on this part? I will copy this. This will be useful. If not, I will explain what the concept of defensive programming. When you write a Python code and you use it, is let's say it's okay. It's because you know that, for instance, a print message day, you know that the days will be like from 1 to 7. Is a number. You know a little bit. You know the how to use this function. But what normally when you work, I don't know, a university or a company, you are not on your own. You could work with someone else. Or when you upload this code on GitHub in order to other people to use it, that other people may make a mistake or could complicate, yeah, will not use the code correctly. So a way to avoid that, normally when we write functions, we need to check the input that we receive. And also it's useful to check the output in case that we calculate something, we do some sort of calculation. So for instance here, the input that I need to check is that the print message day is larger than 0, so it's between 1 and 7. So a way to do that is you can call, if you want to generate an error, the way of doing that is using assert. So this checks the condition. Here you will check that day is larger or equal 1 and day is less or equal 7. Comma, and then you will write the error message. They should be between 1 and 7. So if you execute that, it works okay. But if for some reason I use 8, I get an assertion error and said that the day should be between 1 and 7. You can do this at the beginning of the function of your software, and also you can do it at the end. At the end, you can also, if you do some sort of calculation, you can check that the, for instance, here, where is the code? This, here you can say assert count is greater than 0. Or greater than equal than 0. Something is wrong. Because if we are counting, if we get something negative, is we have done something wrong in this, and this is useful rather than either at the beginning, and also maybe you may consider doing that at the end, because in case that someone imagine that someone made a mistake, and rather than adding is subtracting. So if you run that, oh well, something is wrong, to be honest, is not very helpful. You will need to say the number is negative. Please check the code or something like that. And in that case, you can check that the result is the one that we. Any questions regarding this? I see that there is a message in the chat. Let's read it here. The problem with this is that, well, here, for instance, we don't need a semicolon. Well, we need a I think a semicolon could be used if, in case that we want to use like the same line, but if we use different lines, the problem here is that the message doesn't exist. So if we try to print to do this, because a message has been defined inside the body of the function, we cannot do that. So we need to change the order of the oops. And now I can use some okay, so what else I wanted to explain? Okay, so we are making good progress. So what is I will talk a little bit about debugging. We will do another exercise, and we are done for the day. So maybe we can go for lunch earlier. So regarding debugging, there is like a full chapter. I will share. Oh, well, I have here, I can copy and you will see my. So here is explained. I would like to focus on like these 5 points to make this. So for debugging, there will be the case that we have a code and we need to find why it's failing. When, well, if say here make it fail every time. So what? Yeah, I mean, my advice is at the moment that you modify the code, you make a modification, it's good to have written some test or some some testing. Testing could be remember before that we have a function that was checking if the number was positive, negative, or equal to 0. If we modify that function, run again this testing and see if fails or not. Here is mentioned make it fail fast. Imagine that the code takes half an hour, and at the end of the code there is an error. So in that case, it's recommended to rather than every time that you do a modification, you run the code, you need to sit down for half an hour and then do another modification of the code, etc. Reduce the work time, like make it fail fast. So use a small test case, and if well, also with the small test cases should fail as well. I have seen cases that when you use a small test case, the code doesn't fail and only fails with the large test case. This is a little bit more complicated, so you will need to spend more time, but well, it's life. So also another advice, change one thing at a time for a reason. I remember the case actually when I was at the university that I have to modify the code and I spent the whole morning or the whole day making changes. And then the code didn't work. And I was trying to, well, actually say that when I was at the university, but well, okay, this is like one case. I have another one for the next. And I had to start from scratch again because I was not able to find. And here with Python, they tell you, okay, this line is failing, this one is not failing. I remember that I was using another programming language, and I was getting segmentation fault. I think at that time I was not. I didn't know that much about the debuggers to check what line of code was failing. So what I did it was starting again, and like every time that I was modifying the code, I was running it and checking that everything was working well. And this also, I don't know if it's listed here, not sure, but one thing at a time, and also, yeah, make a progression. Don't do everything at once. So if you want to print the previous example that we want to print a message per day, you can just print a random message. Once that you see that it works, okay. So now I will send a number, and that. So first have a working version, and once that you have that working version, make modifications in order to edit the program and yeah, have it do what you do, and keep track of what you have done. This is quite useful, and we will see that on Friday when we use Git or GitLab, or sorry, GitHub. That if imagine that you have a working version of your code, so a version that it works and you're happy with that, and you upload that to GitHub, and then you do a modification, and the code with that modification doesn't work. So you can go to GitHub and see the lines that you have changed. When you identify these lines, you can debug better where the error could be. And this is possible using GitHub, or well, like a version control with Git. Also, you can keep copies, backups of your file, but this will be a little bit more difficult of like to debug. And but here is a big hammer that if just when you spend a lot of time with the code and you don't find a solution, that is a debugging technique that actually I wasn't aware of that this is a link. Oh, okay, so because why is not working the link? The rubber duck debugging. So it's you have a rubber duck, or well, you can find any other animal, and you explain to the rubber duck what you are doing, and it's sometimes it's useful when you explain the code. You may spot the error that you are doing. Also, you can talk to a neighbor, or well, I guess neighbor means yeah, colleague at work, unless that yeah, you have a neighbor that is a computer scientist or knows Python and can help you. So yeah, this is like a whole chapter. You have some tricks for debugging. Any questions? I see there is a question in the chat, but I'm not sure for what you refer to. Happy to repeat, but yeah, you let me know what. Sorry, I just see the message yeah, late. In the meantime, well, I will. There is a exercise that would be good to do. Making choices. No, is yeah, this one. So make this small. Make this a little bit. Okay, yeah. Before moving to the exercise, I will repeat again the. Here the problem is that if I execute that, I will get an error. That the error said that the name message is well, SG is not defined. And I'm getting this error because this variable has been defined inside the function. And at the moment that I finish the function, the error is, the variable is not defined. So that's why we will need to print the message either inside, or another possibility, either we do this, but also another possibility we can do print some function, and here I return the message. So you can do, you have these two options. Cool. So let's do the last exercise of today. Also, I'll be here in case that you have any questions. This is the moment. Like if you have any questions regarding Python, please let me know. And the exercise that I would like to do is this one. So it's computing the value of a polynomial. Here we have also this function that is quite useful, that is enumerate. That the function, what it returns the index and the value of a list. And with this, I have here a piece of code, but I would like to use a for loop to calculate each coefficient. So this is the exercise. Once that you have done the exercise, please let me know. Okay, I see that one of you already finished. What about the rest? Shall we solve it together? You want to spend more time with the exercise? Yeah. So yeah, let's solve it together. Yeah, actually, let's see how it goes. Yeah, let's copy this. That in theory this works. Let's start from this. New one. Yeah. I'm trying to. Okay. Actually, yeah, let's execute this, and yeah, I get 97. So this is I define. Yeah, x is 5. The coefficient is 2, 4, and 3. So this will be something like 3x. Let me see if I can. Okay, here 2 plus 4x plus 3. So this is what I want to. So if I have a 5 will be like a 3 multiplied by 5 squared plus 4 multiplied by 5 plus 3. So in theory this is a 97. So this is what I want to calculate. Here I'm using x, I should use asterisk. order not to confuse. Yeah. Actually, you can check that in Python. As I explained yesterday, this is like a big calculator. I think this is like something like that. To make this, well, let's try if that works. Oops, get 90. I think it's ending. Because this is okay. Sorry, making here a mistake. This is 2, not because it's 2, 4, and 3. 2, 4, 3. This is 2. Oops. Yeah, 97. Okay. Well, let's solve this x5. So what I want to do is I want to use a for loop. Why? So I can use for coefficient, or how I can print as for C in enumerate. Actually, no, is the index that I could use IDX or value in the enumerate coefs. This is what they said. Let's go step by step. So what I want to see is what I get. So I will print the x and the value and see how this works. So you see that IDX is the index, so it's a 0, 1, 2, and the value is 2, 4, and 3. So what I need to do is also I need to y will be 0. So I will make a comment here. So y will be 0. And here what I will do is y is equal y plus the index multiplied by index multiplied by x power, that is like with double asterisk. No, the index is IDX, sorry. So it's is the value, I think. The only way of let's execute that and see if that works. It works. Oh, okay. So this is the what I can do is I can print and see how I'm doing the print y. So I'm calculating 2, then 22 will be 20 plus 2, and then so I'm like in this iteration I'm calculating the coefficient of this equation or this polynomial. Is that any questions or clear? Cool. So yeah, if this is what I wanted to cover regarding Python. If you have any questions, or if not, we can go for lunch a bit earlier. Okay, I see that there are no questions. Anyway, you have my email address. In case that you have any questions, please feel free to send me a message. Tomorrow, remember that the session will be shorter, will be like from 9:30 to 12, and we will see how to use make for automation, and like not, you will see that could be useful. Okay, have a nice rest of the day, and yeah, see you tomorrow. Bye for now.